Hi everyone, Robin here, one of the librarians at the Mattapoisett Library, with the 10th of my brief weekly presentations of suggested books from a particular genre I call Bitty Book Reviews with Robin. This week I'm mixing it up a bit and offering a list of classic movies that are witty, funny, satirical, or all of the above. These titles, in no particular order, are some of my favorites. Some might be new to you, and some may jar your memory and inspire you to watch them again. Some are old, some are foreign, a couple are children's movies, but all will give you good cheer. Some of the more obscure titles you can find in the Commonwealth Catalog, ComCat, which you can find on our website. It contains titles of all library networks in Massachusetts. There you can put holds on items not in sales. It's a great resource. Feel free to ask me for more suggestions if you like these. And if you want to contact me, the information is on the last slide of the presentation, or go to the library's main page, mattapoisettlibrary.org, and click on Contact Us. The first movie from 1953 is called Genevieve, and the plot of this wonder film is simple. Two mates have a wager to see who will be the first to arrive in Brighton while taking part in a veteran car rally starting in London. After the race, they decide to continue bet- between themselves to see who gets back to London first. Their poor female partners suffering their foibles all along the way. Pure enjoyment from start to finish, and a fabulous original music score by Larry Adler, harmonica player extraordinaire. The Gods Must Be Crazy from 1980 is a unique film with a brilliant combination of slapstick, subtle humor, wonderful music, brilliant wildlife, and scenic shots, all beautifully woven into a piece around the adventures of a bushman. The film subtly challenges the belief that white civilization has all the answers, gently poking fun at many of our Western assumptions. The next film is I Want to Hold Your Hand from 1978 and is one of the most hysterical comedies you'll ever see. Five teens from New Jersey, who are fanatic fans of the Beatles, do anything and everything they can to get to the Ed Sullivan Theater in New York to see the Beatles live on the Ed Sullivan Show. The next title is The Russians Are Coming. The Russians Are Coming from 1966. It's about a Soviet submarine that gets grounded and the Russians realize they're in American waters. Some row to the nearby East Coast island to find a town to look for a boat to pull the sub free. Once the tiniest unverifiable report gets out that the Russians have invaded, the townspeople flip out with one misadventure after another. Look for great performances from Alan Arkin, just deceased Carol Reiner, Eva Marie Saint, and Jonathan Winters, along with numerous character actors. It's a laugh riot from beginning to end. The next title is a French film from 1958 called Mon Oncle. Monsieur Hulot visits the technology-driven world of his sister, brother-in-law, and nephew, but he can't quite fit into the surroundings. Part social commentary, part gentle satire, and always comedic, director Toddy, who also plays the lead, focuses on the comfy old versus the cold technological new, and how challenging it is to fit into the sometimes absurd modern world. If you like this, try some of Toddy's other films, such as Jour de Fête and Monsieur Hulot's Holiday. The next title is Hobson's Choice from 1954. Henry Hobson is a widower who is a moderately prosperous shoemaker beset by three daughters, all wanting to marry. He's determined to keep the oldest, Maggie, the best and unpaid worker at home, to run the shop and take care of him, but she has other plans. The struggle between the tyrannical father and his clever daughter is by turns comical and heartwarming. The next title is The World of Henry Orient from 1964. Two girls from very different backgrounds meet at a private girls' school in New York City and become friends as they venture from childhood to young adulthood. Follow their crazy adventures in Manhattan as they develop a crush on a pianist Lothario, who happens to be Peter Sellers at his hysterical best. Poignant, sweet, and funny. The next title is The Man in the White Suit from 1951. An altruistic chemist invents a fabric that resists wear and stain as a boon to humanity, but both capital and labor realize it must be suppressed for economic reasons. The movie is a sophisticated and subtle comedy farce that takes a dig at cultural and commercial institutions in Northern England at the time. The frustration, misinterpretation, and exaggerated comedy in the film are delivered beautifully. The next title is A Man with a Plan from 1996. This film is great satire about politics and also about human triumphs and follies. Fred Tuttle is an actual, that means actual, Vermont farmer who is refreshingly innocent and takes on the big-time Washington politicians by running for public office. Soon after the film was released, Fred actually ran for office and won the primary, proving that life sometimes really does imitate art. Next title is Smoke Signals from 1998. The acting in this movie is witty, funny, serious, and heartbreaking, all at the same time. The movie is about Native American culture, but is a movie that speaks to everyone, no matter their ethnic background. There is rich yet humorous detail about what life is like for young Indians. It's unique and unforgettable. The next title is My Favorite Year from 1982. This delightful film just steals your heart, especially if you remember TV's Show of Shows live every week. Peter O'Toole is an Errol Flynn-like movie star who charms everyone despite his flaws, who is to appear in a guest spot. The final scene of the live broadcast with the mayhem caused by real gangsters invading this stage is a classic. The next title is Next Stop Wonderland from 1998. An unlucky in love Boston nurse finds her life taking a detour when her mother places a personals ad in the paper. At the same time, a plumber on the other side of Boston is studying to be a marine scientist. The movie is about how their lives eventually intersect. Great local Boston color, great acting, great bossa nova music, great fun, and a great romance. The title refers to the T-stop on the Blue Line. The first children's title is The Witches from 1990. This wickedly entertaining film is great for older children and adults, though the cinematography can actually be rather scary in some parts. Luke, a young boy from Norway, lives with his grandma, a witch expert, after his parents die. They visit an English seaside hotel where a society of witches who detest children are having a conference. Luke and a boy he has met at the hotel are captured by them and turned into mice, but Luke still comes up with a plot to wipe the witches out. The final movie, another children's one, is Tom Thumb from 1958. Tom, the size of a thumb, is adopted by an old couple who live in the forest and dote on him. Tom runs into some inept thieves, but Tom saves the day. The special effects by Tom Howard, who won an Academy Award, are fantastic, even in this day of digital resources, as is the music and dancing. Both children and adults will love this film. I hope you enjoyed the suggestions, and let me know if you actually see any of them. And please take care and see you next week.